It's the doorway to dreamland, isn't it? To a walk that every footballer fantasises about, but is only for the chosen few. Well, for the players of Wigan Athletic and Manchester City this weekend, they'll get to savour the moments. The trophy is here, the players are here too. Wigan Athletic this afternoon have had their own private tour of Wembley Stadium, a chance to acclimatise and feel that famous turf under their feet.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Is he the greatest player of the Premier League era, do you think?
You're trying to make me unpopular at every other football ground.
Yeah,
so let's deal with facts. Let's deal with facts. He is the most decorated player in British football history. That's 12 Premier League titles, 2 Champions Leagues, 4 FA Cups, 4 League Cups, scored in each of the last 23 seasons. Sir Alex Ferguson says when he first saw him, he floated across the ground like a cocker spaniel chasing a piece of silver paper in the wind. Alessandro Del Piero says only 2 players made him cry, Diego Maradona and Ryan Giggs. So lots of other people seem to think so.
You can hear Hey Jude ringing out, and it feels a bit like Beatlemania down here. They've just had a big ticker tape explosion, but it's covered all our camera lens. I'll give these guys a bit of a souvenir. There you go, you can keep that. I'll throw it away in a couple of weeks' time, I don't mind. It's been a great afternoon here already. We're just getting ready for this. The bus is about to set off with all of Manchester City's hero players on there, led by Vincent Kompany, their title-winning captain. Who thought they'd be saying that about 15 years ago?
Now, you had 1 or 2 comebacks in your career. I think that's putting it mildly, isn't it? You retired several times and came back.
I think I hold the record as far as comebacks. I made so many comebacks, I've totally forgot about the number.
You're not going to come out of retirement one more time now?
To fight you, yes, I will.
Maybe you can teach me something. What can you teach me? What would you teach me now?
I don't get knocked out.
Here in Germany, at least 10% of every stadium must be standing. For many, it's a disturbing sight.
So why are these terraces safer? Well, the theory is that throughout this stand there are barriers every 4 or 5 steps down, which means that should overcrowding occur, or if fans should start to surge forward, then the pressure at your back equates to about the weight of 4 or 5 people, as opposed to 400 or 500.
Well, this is the oldest stadium in baseball. It's Fenway Park, and like Anfield, it's a bit of a sporting antique. These seats, for example, have been here the best part of 80 years. So when John Henry came in, he didn't want to build a new stadium for this club. He wanted to build on the traditions and increase the facilities and the capacity. If he does the same at Anfield, he'll want to get much more out of it than football alone. That's right, Manchester City are just 1 game away from reclaiming the FA Cup after beating Chelsea in yesterday's semi-final. But standing in their way are Wigan Athletic. They beat Millwall to secure the greatest occasion in the club's history. Here's how a very special Wembley weekend unfolded.
Well, the fans might not have many fingernails left, but they're going home happy for the 2nd time in 3 years. They've an FA Cup final to look forward to. And what's more, for the 6th time in 3 years, they're coming back to Wembley. This place is starting to feel like home.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Grimaldi Forum here in Monaco as we get ready for the group stage draw of the first season of the UEFA Europa League.
Well, if Cesc Fabregas left Arsenal to compete for silverware, then he's not had to wait long for his dream to come true. Less than a fortnight since going home, as he puts it, he's already competing for a European trophy.
A few moments ago, Harry was quizzing John Hartson about his team selection and his tactics. I wonder how much he gave away. Let's hear now from John Hartson in the Wales dressing room and hear what his pre-match team talk is. Roberto, that seemed a very cruel way to lose any football match. Chris, many will try and tell you that this club could do without this competition this year, but judging by the response from your players and yourself, that's not the case, is it? And just watching your reaction to your second goal, you seem to really enjoy the footwork in that one.
I thought it was Barcelona.
On arrival at Wembley, visiting teams are given a rather blunt reminder of some of the stellar names that they'll be facing. But while Wales are happy to be cast as underdogs, there's a determination in their dressing room not to show England too much respect. How close did you come to dying?
I asked my brother James to get my kids around my bed because I thought this would be my last night. It was hard, you know.
Chris, it's going to be emotional, isn't it?
Oh, well, it has to be, doesn't it? I mean, David would be one of the first to tell you that he's a lifelong Manchester United fanatic. And despite 7 years apart, he hasn't lost any love for this club, or indeed vice versa, as you could see from the reaction he got as he landed at Manchester Airport. This is quite simply a derby day that Manchester United fans will never forget, largely because City fans won't let them. They believe this is a landmark day that signals a change in the balance of power in this football-mad city. He's vowed to dazzle in the desert. British boxing's brightest star has returned to the city of entertainment to put on a show. Do you come over to Liverpool much at all? Is Liverpool
No, first time.
Well, in that case, you're going to hear a lot of scouse, which is the Liverpool twang.
Ta, la, that's, boss, that.
OK, number 2, that means thank you, my friend. That's fantastic news.